Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Raw Cloud. This is going to be a re-upload to the video that I had to take down because of editing issues. I tried to improve the sound using the app, and that was for my brother Sdsaf, his reading. And then I also went into the attack that they tried to use these weapons on me. You guys know that I was a little bit pissed off in that video. A lot of things happened that I talked about. Also, talked about how the reptilians, how they was agreed to a treaty, and then they would renege on that treaty. Well, a lot of things happened from behind the scenes because of a lot of things that they did not stick to. You guys also saw what happened with the Baltimore Bridge and the those crates that I talked about way earlier than what happened with human trafficking. And of course, you heard about P. Diddy, and that there will be a lot more. We will be moving forward with these operations, stopping a lot of these negative forces. Human trafficking. Also, those boats, once they hit international waters, those crates get taken off planet. Some stay on planet, but some they'd like to get them out into international waters where human laws just don't apply. So when we take down these types of ships with humans on them, from children to men and women, are being taken off planet. So we're going to be stopping a lot of that nefarious things. You guys will start to see things, these white hat movements, Earth Alliance and the Navy Alliance, and all of these are positive alliances that are working around the clock to get humanity back on board and stop all of this stuff that should have been stopped a long time ago. Now, of course, these negative groups, they control the media, so you won't hear about any of this stuff. So if it comes across my desk, if the information comes to me, I will tell you. I will not hold back. I will not pull any punches, even when it comes down to me traveling, jumping timelines, and bringing back information. You know, it is a part of my soul work, and I will continue with it. But this video will be a re-upload for the one that I had to take down. Now, I have not had any negative attacks since then. I've been heavily watched by the positive forces to make sure that those attacks do not occur. And if they do occur, then we'll begin to take down more of their operations. We will not turn the other cheek. I'm not turning the other cheek. If they hit me or hit any of my groups, then we will hit back immediately. And I will talk about those hits after after those operations have been secure. But anyway, I won't drag this on. This will be a re-upload of the previous video that I had with the reading and the attacks. So I love, honor, respect all of you guys. Have a good day. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Raw Cloud. Today, I have two parts information for you guys. But before I get into the initial video, a subscriber wanted me to be able to, to read him and tell him his star history, his star line, who he's connected with. Now, I told you, in the comment section that your information will be extremely unique. It's one that I haven't done like this before, and that information I found it to be very unique, and it also lines up with a video now that I'm going to leave a link to, and it came like a domino effect. You guys know how I'm able to once I remote view um once I remote view your information, I'll start receiving these downloads. And it's also like once you give me permission to uh connect to that, I can go into like the Akashic history as well. And I think they give me access to your information. And like I said, it comes like a domino effect. You guys know how I work when it comes to this information. Sometimes, if you have not been with me and built up a relationship in the comment section, if I have not established some type of bond, friendship, uh, even if you don't have a picture, I can sometimes link with that because I can connect with your with who you are because it's like I know you from how you express yourself. It's like talking with a friend and getting to know someone. I get to know like their like who they are when they, you know, speak to me in the comment section, but it takes time to build up. Just like becoming friends, it takes time to establish that trust, that bond that you have with a friend. And I don't need to see your face from that point on if you want to keep that secret. But you want it quicker. If you want me to read you quicker, I need to be able to see your face and I can pick up on that energetic field. Um, I can pick up on um, that soul signature matrix field that you carry. And once you give me permission, then I can access that cosmic information that we all hold. We all hold this cosmic information, not just the Akashic record side that comes in as well. But before I get into the notes, I want to briefly say that a few days ago, an incident happened where these bastards tried to take me out. They tried to eliminate me, and they tried to do it so secretive, where it would have looked like an accident. It would have looked like an accident. It's everything that I've already talked to you guys about. They hit me with a directed energy beam weapon. I will, after I go into these notes, this cosmic information for my brother. His profile name is SDSAF. I'll tell you guys everything. You know that I don't pull any punches. I will tell you guys exactly what happened. And right now, I'm kind of pissed off. So you're gonna have to bear with me with these notes because my mind right now is in retaliation mode. It's really in retaliation mode because they try to take me out. So I'm not quite myself right now. This is why, Wolf Dragon, this is why I was telling you, that video that you made, it came at a proper time. It came because my energy was on meltdown. It was literally on meltdown in retaliation for them trying to eliminate me. So I believe in the treaty. I believe in sticking to the treaty. And I told you that these reptilians, these negative fucking reptilian bastards, will break a treaty that it's not, you can't trust them to do the right thing. You can't trust them to do the right thing. And I'm not talking about all of them. So when I talk to you guys about these specific groups, and I'm going to try to keep my composure. I'm going to try to keep my composure. And like I said, when it comes to the note, bear with me because I'm having to minimize my energy right now because I'm in warrior mode. So you guys know how I feel about the treaty. I'm a respectable guy. But the council has already been informed, and I'm gonna wait for their decision and go with that. But if it was up to me, I would go ahead and just eliminate these bastards. I will eliminate them. So let me get into these notes. Bear with me. Let me get my mind right. It's it's rainy outside. It's cloudy. So for me, it's kind of perfect to go into these cosmic notes and then go into this other information of how they try to take me out. So for my brother that wanted this information, this his cosmic information, I promised you today that I was going to deliver, so I'm going to deliver. I always keep my promise. So just bear with me. Okay. So you originated out of Lyra. Lyran warrior is what you are. That's what you started at. You grew up on Lyra. You was a what I consider the albino lion. You was the albino lion. Many skills sets that you had on Lyra. Now, at first, I did not get that Lyran information. I did not. That came. I had to add that to these notes because that information came in two parts. So let me get back to it. Oh, I got something for you guys. It's going to line up perfectly with the information. You're a Taurian, avian, dragon, reptilian, human information came to me before I saw your Lyran information. Let me explain. A Taurian you became after Lyra was destroyed. To make a very long story short, once you learn as much as an Atorian, you wanted to understand source, purpose for war. You wanted to understand God's source, purpose. I think what happened on Lyra, a lot of Lyrans, because they were so high in frequency, um, they wanted to venture out. The ones that died spiritually, they went to a lot of star systems to incarnate. The ones that escaped, I didn't. I don't think that you escaped, Lyra. I think you died in that war. So, but anyway, let me get back to the information. These notes. Once you learn as much as an an Atorian, you wanted to understand source, purpose for war. You were a ninth density Atorian that deliberately moved down to the seventh density and incarnated into the avian race. So I came from seventh density to where I'm at now to incarnate. I was avian as well. The avian race is lined up with the Christ light. Okay, they all understand the Christ light. Um, the Yahshua line. So they understand the God source. Okay, now look, I'm gonna have also a link to a video. So look for that link in this video that's gonna line up with Lyran history as well. So uh and if I cannot leave a link because of how YouTube is, then go to my community. I'll post that video there as well. So look for it both places. In the comment section. Now they took my ability to pin comments or links. So I don't have the ability to pin anybody comment. I don't have the ability anymore to pin a link. So look for it. If it get lost in the comments, look for that link. Also, if it's not there, look for it in my community, on my community page. You were a ninth density Arcturian that deliberately moved down to the seventh density and incarnated into the avian race. Went from the seventh to the sixth density, incarnated into the angelic dragon line, but still wasn't sure of Source God plans of duality. From there, you incarnated into the Orion Reptilian Warrior class, fourth density. So you deliberately, that was your mission. Your whole mission was to understand war, understand duality, understand it all. You wanted to learn what was the purpose for the chaos. What was the purpose? Why did it exist? Why did Source allow and create duality? Control and domination. Now you had learned everything you needed to know about duality, light and dark. So you learned all of that when you became reptilian. You learned um, what control and domination and what war like. You had to become that other side of your light self. You had to become dark to understand it. That's the only way to understand dark. You have to become it. Now, of course, when you are in these wars, even as a reptilian, you was killed as a reptilian. Okay, in this war, and then when you died as a reptilian, you became a human. Okay, now you understand it all. From a higher perspective, your higher conscience, you understand it because you had to be everything within that line of duality. So you can't understand darkness if you are always light. You cannot. You have to be it in order to understand it. And just like darkness cannot understand light until they become light, and they have a lot of darkness do get positive polarized um, and become light. They start over. They can do this. They absolutely. Source God would not cut you off. Only you can cut yourself off from God. God is not a vengeful God. God is not a hateful God. God understands experience. And this is what God wants you to understand, experience. Us as humans, okay, now we experience because of these bodies, because of these avatars that can hold high frequency and they can hold low frequency. This is what I consider mood swings. We can have good moments, we can have bad moments. We can stay in good moments and we can stay in bad moments. Bottom line, this is how it is. And it's kind of perfect for what I want to tell you guys now. And it goes everything with pretty much everything that I've been talking about, trying to let you guys know just how powerful you are. You guys can either accept your power and stand in it, or You can give it away to someone else and allow government structures to play with that because they consider this a game. They understand it more than what you think they do. They know it. They just don't want to teach it to you. They don't want to tell you who you are. They already know it. They work with these dark beings, okay? Because they understand control over others, because they see you as a resource, okay? And they value their own um, ability to control you. It's all about control. Once you understand that dynamics of giving your free will away to someone to rule over you, you begin to step back and be like, well, that was all choice. They don't have the power to take anything from you. Even if you get killed in this lifetime, you still hold your power. You still hold it. If you know you have it, if you know you have it, 100%. Don't think of this flesh body. Do not think of it as your ultimate damn power. It's not. Your soul has the power. Your soul is who you are. These are just vehicles for us to get around and experience this human life. That's what they don't want you to understand. This is why when I say when all of this stuff come out, religions will fall and the government structure will fall because it's all been manipulated from the get-go. It's all been manipulated. Religion is false. It's false teaching. They put a little bit of things in there that you may need to know, but all of it, when you look at religion, it's all about giving your power to another being. Okay? That's what it's all about. Jesus don't need your power. You need your power. Jesus understood. Christ understood what it was. And that is not what's in the Bible is not what Christ talked about. Christ came here to remind you who you are and where you came from originally, and to pick you off your knees and to give you back your faith, okay, within yourself, because they downplayed you, and you believe these people because you thought, well, if they were rich, if they were kings and queens, they knew better than you. No, they only wanted to manipulate you to take your power. They needed to feed off of your spiritual abundance. So now, let me talk about how they tried to take me out a couple of days ago. Uh, like I said, I want to thank my brother Wolf Dragon for uploading that video. It came at a time that I needed because my energy was vibrating very dense because I wanted to retaliate. I recognized what had happened. And like I said, this is what I talk about the treaties. These negative reptilian bastards, they do not respect the treaties. They will break any type of treaty. And if it was up to me, and I did not have to go through this council, I would eliminate these bastards because that's what they deserve in my human existence. At the conscience level that I'm at right now, they need to be eliminated for trying to harm humanity and take out light warriors, light workers, um, but from a higher conscience. I need to see it a little bit different than that. So I'll tell you what happened. Now, you guys know when I leave my body, I go off to different places. They don't like me to go off on these missions, whether it be with the military, whether it be with the Galactic Council, or whether I'm just having my own leisure time outside of my body and spending time on the other side. They don't like it because I understand it. I understand it. I know who I am spiritually. I know what my capabilities are. I know what my responsibility is. They don't like it because I can obtain information and then I bring it back to you. So they try to get me when I'm outside the body, or they try to stop me before I reach that moment of leaving the body. So they hit me with a directed energy beam weapon. Okay. Now, and I told you guys about what these frequency weapons can do. So now, when they hit me with this weapon, now whether I'm outside the body or not, my body is going to send me an alert, a stress alert. And that alert comes in many forms. So they can hit you and cause a type of cardiac arrest. They can hit you with certain frequencies that could cause an aneurysm or cause your blood pressure to go up and have a stroke. So this is what they try to hit me with. This is what they hit me with. And if I was not as strong, um, my body was not as strong and healthy as the way it is, then it would have looked like I died from maybe a heart attack or a stroke. Uh, they hit me, and once I got back into my body, I noticed that there was a lot of pressure in my head. I can recognize it for what it is, and this is why I'm speaking on it now, because I want you guys to see how they work all together. And I talk to you guys now. They are psychic beings, and they use frequency weapons to tap into your own brain frequencies, and they can use suggestions. They will only go after the weak ones in your family. I talked to you about this stuff. Okay, now if you have someone in a low conscience, someone that plays victim within your household, they can ride that ego. If they have a high pride, they don't apologize for anything, they don't take accountability for their actions. They can manipulate these weak ones. These are what I call um, the narcissists within your family. You may have some narcissist relationships. You may be married to one. And there are many levels of narcissist people within this world. There's many levels, you know. So when I when I wake up, I notice and I check my blood pressure. It was extremely high. So I needed to know where my pressure was at to see what type of danger I was in. Um, my blood pressure was extremely high. It was almost critical high when I checked it. And I know that they was trying to take me out using that frequency weapons. And guys, pay attention because this is what's going on. You'll think it's a natural cause. It's not natural. They are using frequency weapons on you all the time. This is what that 5G is for. This is also for the chemtrails. Once the chemtrails, these nanoparticles are inside your body, okay, now they're in your body using that 5G. They can tap into all of that and use that against you. Okay? It's just like having a remote control. Okay? Using a remote and dialing into your energetic field. Okay? And using you like a drone. Okay? They can't do that with high conscience people. They can't do that for people that take responsibilities of their own emotions. They can only manipulate the low conscience people, the ones that, and I don't need, I'm not trying to pick on a lot of the females, but when females feel like they are so deserving of a man to do everything for them, they are so deserving of not recognizing and appreciating a man that is there. You don't have to be on my level as far as being spiritual. I'm talking about just being a man. And the same thing goes to men too that have good women that are spiritually inclined, those that are spiritually loving and being taken advantage of. You well, if you're a man and you do not recognize that female uh, for being the loving person that she is, your conscience is low and you can be tapped into. Your ego is high and you can be used. I told you, they ride that ego like a wave. And you don't even know that they are piggybacking off of that and revving things up. So once I get hit with this frequency weapon, once I get hit, now my wife, she had taken my son to work. And I told you my son is now back at home. So I called her, and it's kind of funny that she was out of the house when they did this, when they hit me with that frequency weapon. So if I wasn't as strong as I am, then she probably would have found me dead. You know, she would have found me dead, either through aneurysm or stroke or heart attack. That's how powerful these frequency weapons is. They can penetrate your field. So I called her. Okay, I call her once I notice that my blood pressure is extremely high. My blood pressure never runs that high. Okay, never. And this was not what I consider a panic attack. Okay, this was something else. I was hit with a weapon. So I called her and I said, "Look, I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna have to end up going to a hospital and get checked out." I knew what that was, but there's no need. Since she does not support me in the work that I do, there's no need for me to tell her exactly what's going on. I just needed to seek medical attention at that time. So, with all of this going on, now my wife, she carried a very low conscience. And I tell you guys, uh, sometimes light workers, light warriors, we get paired up. We get paired up with people that don't take responsibility for their own actions when they're wrong. They don't want to apologize. They just want to sweep things under the rug. So that's the type of person that I deal with on a day-to-day basis. That's the type of person I deal with. And my galactic team, many years ago, spoke to me telepathically. My spirit guides and my family tribe spoke to me, and they told me that if I elected to stay, that things were not going to get better. They were not going to get better. And I told my wife that I was going to outgrow her spiritually. And we were in the city then. I told her that because they put me on fast track awakening. They put me on fast track awakening. I had to be at a level at a specific time to be doing the work consciously that I'm at now. They put me on fast track and I began to receive downloads, cosmic downloads. Man, my psychic ability was being turned on like crazy to prepare me for these missions. And if you ask me, it was a little too fast. They should have did that like years ago. Um, I'm talking about like when I was in my 20s, they should have been doing that. But I understand that everything it had to line up. And when you are married to someone that could potentially be your handler later on, that could be there to stop you spiritually from evolving, then it takes time. And when you reach a certain point, your team will put you on fast track of awakening because your mission here is way higher than what a marriage is. Way more important than that. And I told you guys about that. It's way more important than a relationship because this system is inverted and it has to come down. And we need strong warriors. Now, I have children, and because of the honor that I carry, I won't leave them to be taught by someone that is less honorable than what a human being should be. I would teach them what I know, and I will hold them accountable for their actions towards others. My goal is to teach my children the best I can. That's also my mission. And not allow the dark to influence them. Because at some point, you have to allow them to step out into the world and to do their own mission. But to get back to the story, once once she got home from dropping my son off, I told her, I said, I want you to come with me to the hospital so I can get checked out to see if I was having maybe going into like a stroke. Because these guys try to take me out. They try to take me out. And she did not want to go with me. Now, you would think as a wife, someone that has lined everything up for someone to have better, from cars to buying a house, that she would be a little bit more respectful. Now, you guys would be like, Raw, why tell us all of this personal stuff? Why not keep it to yourself? Because it can happen to you. And it has been happening even before me. You're set up from the get go. Light warriors and light workers are set up within this matrix system. They know who you are and they will send people your way. You know what I'm talking about. Low conscious people are pretty much drones to this type of technology. They're drones, they can be used. Okay? So, anyway, once she said that she did not want to go, that she was tired, even though I'm in this medical stress, it really pissed me off. Even though my blood pressure is already high, and I know this, I tried to not go there with her. But once they have you, they can rev things up. Have I not told you that then your spouse will become a drone for them to use and to continue on to push your buttons, not giving one damn about what you're going through. Then they become the victim. Okay? Then they play the victim. They play the victim. Even though you're in medical stress, they play the victim. That's the narcissist way. Okay? That's a narcissist way. So I said, I know what this is. Recognizing it from the get go. Once this happened, guys, you have to be spiritually inclined and recognize it for what it is, because then the dark ones begin to take you into their field. They begin to take you then and start to feed off that energy. Okay, now you at their frequency. They really want your frequency, because your psychic being, you understand it. You have more power. Now you're on their level. Then they can drain you. They can drain that. They can harvest that energy. That's what they want the most from the light warriors and light workers. They want your spiritual energy, because they become more psychic then. They become, you're like prime rib to them. Okay? You're like the best of the best energy then. They want that. They don't want it from these low conscious beings. That's nothing to them. That's like going to McDonald's and getting ordering off the dollar menu. Once you start to feed off a psychic being like we are, or off a super soldier, man, you getting the best. You going to like a 5-star restaurant. You going to a 5-star restaurant and eating the best of the best. So that's what they want. Now, once I said, I know what you're doing, then I began to record. I began to record because you know how it's going to go. You know how it's going to go. So I said, fine. By this time, I already know that my blood pressure is high. Now, she did not know that I was recording her. But once you start exposing these particular agents, these handlers, then you begin to know how they operate, and you can show other people how they operate. Once the paramedics show up, male and female, they're like, what's going on? So I'm telling this guy, blood pressure high. I didn't go into everything that you guys already know what's going on. You can't say this type of stuff to everybody, because they are not consciously ready for the truth. They are not ready. And you know what I'm talking about. You can't even talk to some of your family members because they're not there. They're not awakened. They don't understand. Even if you take them, say, you go to the CIA declassified website, is open for the public. They have declassified a lot of stuff. They dropped a lot of information because they had to, because that time period had passed. I think it's like 25 years. After 25 years, they had to start exposing some of these government projects, and they have it right there in front of you. All of that information is open to the public. They have these type of patents that the military has, and certain corporations have these patents. These frequency weapons, these MK Ultra weapons, okay, these mind altering weapons, they have it. So, anyway, but you can't really explain this to someone that has a low conscience, it's not ready. So, we walk out to the ambulance, and I'm inside. And now she's already talking to someone on that side, and I had to, make sure um, that because of who I am, I wanted to relieve uh, my conscience. So I had to play this audio of what happened. I played that because I did not want what she was saying to someone else. Uh, I did not want to be painted as the bad guy, and I have been painted through someone else's eyes, someone else's lens, as the bad person, and I did not want someone to be getting false information about who I am because that's not who I am. I'm a kind, loving person. I'm a genuine person. I'm a person that takes responsibility for my own action. And I can't force someone else to do the right thing. Only they can upgrade their own conscience. Only they can take responsibility. They have their own path. I can't force someone to be what I would like. Only they can do this. And you have to understand that. You have to spiritually understand that. So, my team started working with me as I begin to calm down. As I begin to calm down, my body began to heal itself from that frequency weapon that had got turned on. It began to heal itself. And my blood pressure, even though I was already being revved up for my energy to be harvested and even killed if necessary from that weapon. And this is what I talk about, guys. Now, we supposed to have some sort of treaty going on. Okay. Within this treaty, they're not supposed to be attacking, but they would push and see just how much they can get away. Now, the council is already notified. They know about this. And like I said before, if it was up to me, I would just go ahead and do away with these, get them all, eliminate them all. Not the positive ones, but definitely take out the bad reptilians and round up the hybrids that are negative and causing problems as well because they don't need to be here anymore. They don't need to be here anymore. They don't respect any treaty that they agree to. They don't. And they will sabotage your relationship just because they got time on their hands to do it. They would sabotage your relationship just because it's fun for them. So that karma, I want it to be collected. I want it to be collected because it must. And I'm entitled to it. I am entitled to retaliation. So, with that being said, guys, I want you guys to understand, do not take any of this information for granted. This is why I talk about the things that go on from behind the scenes. It's very important. Just because it happened to me, don't think that it cannot happen to you. This is why we have to stay mindful of all of our emotions and then take accountability. We have to have responsibility for how we treat each other. This is a must. You have to, and do not allow, you are with someone that do not understand that, do not allow them to treat you any kind of way. Do not. Do not be passive. Just because I say have a high conscience, understand it for what it is, does not mean that you have to be a doormat for someone to walk over you. I'm saying be the best version of yourself in this lifetime. Be the best version of yourself in this lifetime so that you can help others and you can fully ascend into higher realms of conscience. That is where we're headed. And yes, we got to go through hell. We got to go through hell to make it to heaven. We're going to go through hell to make it to heaven, okay? Just do it with dignity and responsibility. I love, honor, and respect all of you guys. Have a good day.